last 10 plus years we have watched as developer Guerrilla Games have built up their staple PlayStation Killzone series. Through beautiful visuals, a strong knowledge in art design and admiring determination through gameplay mechanics, it was only a matter of time before Sony's first-party developer looked to the future for something new. Horizon Zero Dawn is Guerrilla's first attempt at an open-world first-person shooter. The clean mechanical art style is still there, so utilises a style they have become to be known for, but this time, instead of a straight 10-hour adventure, we are presented with a 50-plus hour one that hopes to sit among the greats like The Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption, and Skyrim. The question though, is does Guerrilla Games have what it takes to grow into a multi-genre developer, or is Horizon Zero Dawn a lesson learned for aspiring to be more? Open world video games are something of a 50-50 success rate. On one hand, the depth and variety in which such a game can bring will sometimes make players lose days, weeks, to even months in what such a large game can bring, but on the other hand, it is a product that depends on differing content and the never-ending freshness of a world that can never be allowed to grow stale. In Horizon, you play as Aloy, a mysterious young girl born and raised among a tribe descended from modern-day ancestry that's history has long since been lost over time. The world is harsh, violent, and rather bleak, as mankind fights every day for survival against robots that reside in the open landscapes like normal wildlife to us modern folk. But how did they get there? Why did a world we currently know end? And what is the purpose of a single girl growing up against the taboos of a land filled with different tribal nations and belief systems? Horizon Zero Dawn takes on such topics head on and in a way doesn't shy away from the realities of what people in the past probably faced in our own world. The interesting aspect is that while this world is depicted as a dystopian apocalypse, it is also intriguing to see how natives have adapted to the advanced technology of a robot race and taken it on in their own society. Throughout the adventure, we watch as Aloy grows through her own choices, and that is of the player. She develops into a character we want her to be, akin to that of Mass Effect's own Commander Shepard, through moral choice conversational options, but Horizon does this in a clever way, presenting a linear narrative that twists its progressing scenes based on the reactions you allow Aloy to give. Will she be an open-minded icon of progressive thinking, or will the hate given to her from birth fuel her to fight fire with fire, while uncovering the truth of her origin? It is entirely up to you, and helps develop an entity we want to follow through to the end.
Stop!
Children, away from there! Back to picking berries!
The funny thing is that through the nicely paced narrative that we, the player, must uncover, isn't exactly about the salvation of humanity. You aren't playing as a hero destined for great change, because through uncovering its plot we find that in a way we are already playing the ending to a story that has come and gone, and this is what makes Horizon's story even the more special. The world we experience is one adapting and growing through the outcome created from mankind long ago, the remnants of humanity moving on from modern-day extinction in a way. We already lost whatever war happened, but its bleak and dark reality makes Horizon Zero Dawn a staple title in showing us that video game storytelling doesn't always have to be black and white, because both sides of the coin have already blurred together. In a way, we are watching a video game unfold in reverse. With that brings a slight issue though. See, while Horizon's more sci-fi focused story about the origins of Aloy and that of the machines is one of a constant fascination, it slowly makes the other 50% of the game's story about the cultures and their problems a little more unimportant. We are here to experience Aloy's adventure and uncover her truth, but the side distractions along the way make Horizon's overall narrative a little boring. I myself eventually started to get a little tired of the rest of the game world's problems. I didn't really care about its tribal politics, because ultimately, it wasn't what was important to our own protagonist. It was just made to just fill in the gaps of her pilgrimage along the way. This is more of a personal preference though, and the quality of the smaller stories isn't at all lackluster, as much effort has been made to make the world Aloy explores feel alive and blossoming with variety. You meet many people in this game, and what's great is that each one is unique in their own beliefs, personality, voice work, and objectives, so in a way it doesn't falter in its world building in the slightest. It just requires an overall connection, a justification as to why yet another protagonist has to go out of their way to be distracted by the issues not related to them. Horizon pushes the boundaries of many things, but sadly nosy do-gooder side quest hogs isn't one of them.
I'm not shouting. I know you're a good listener. So come listen to me, just as you would the others.
They say not to listen, but Alara always said, never ignore a speaker I can see. All right, I'll hear you out.
And just like the narrative, the gameplay in Horizon is also one of immense quality. Many gameplay systems have been developed to make controlling Aloy and combating the robots to be a rather addictive set. The game doesn't handhold beyond its core tutorial notes, and it doesn't need to. The combat is smooth and fluid, from the different types of bows, slingshots, crossbows and grappling guns, to the stealth combat and hunting that revolves around both. Fighting robots is the core basis of this adventure, and just like Japan's Studio Shadow of the Colossus, you'll find most encounters to be that of a mini to large boss fight each time. Traps need to be set, specific ammo types used on different robots and their body parts, and a real feel for the hunt is achieved just by how easy Horizon allows you to perform all of these feats. The variety in machines is one of surprise too, from giant crocodiles to towering T-Rex alikes and a plethora of pack hunters and other metal-based beasts that all come with different ways and behaviour and methods to beat them. The Focus, a small earpiece gadget in your tools, lets you scan these opponents and find out their weaknesses. This then opens up your hunt to take them down efficiently, like blasting off built-in weapons and using it against them, or even destroying body parts that even do damage to your target and surrounding opposition. There is a lot to experience and achieve in Horizon's main combat, and not once through my entire playthrough did I find it boring, but constantly exciting. Stealth gameplay in itself is difficult to pull off, but Guerrilla succeed in making it feel natural and useful, while also keeping the world feeling like an actual one these characters live in instead of a constructed sandbox. Beyond the core shooting, stealth and melee comes RPG qualities to attach to it. It keeps the gameplay from feeling samey as you level up Aloy and provide her with unique abilities like brainwashing robots to help fight for you, or achieving slow-mo capabilities to help you in the fight. What's greater is that all of Aloy's skill tree is very useful, and so choosing whatever to pick helps her in her survival and fight against these mechanically infested lands. Damage output and health also comes into play through a straightforward crafting system that lets you augment weapons and purchased armors with different modifications looted from dead enemies. Their usefulness increases even further on higher difficulties and makes Horizon a game built for multiple playthroughs, but also on higher difficulties just to admire the system's built in making you feel like a hunter in these lands. And in these lands comes the exploration, which also plays a huge part in investing yourself and Aloy in the game's world. Collectibles like metal flowers, old world artifacts, and hologram or audio logs push you, the player, to further unlock the mysteries of the world that came before, and digging even further by unearthing the long lost machine cauldrons help immerse you, while also giving you unlockable abilities you'll want to find because of their viability in combat. There are a few negatives to even point out, because everything you do in Horizon feels quite rewarding. Even just clearing out corrupted areas and bandit camps is fun because the environments they preside in are quite varied. The human-on-human combat, I guess, is the weaker flavour on offer, and later human boss encounters can feel a little of an afterthought and quite tame, but they are few and far between. This is an open world game done right, and it's a vast space of fun that, in a way, you want to call home. In terms of visuals, Horizon Zero Dawn is a thing of beauty. Guerrilla Games have always been known to develop and present incredibly beautiful tech and art design, but Horizon easily shows itself off as their crowning piece. The characters look incredibly detailed and realistic, no matter if supporting cast or NPC. The different landscapes and environments, be it snow, jungle and desert, embraces you like a warm hug that you never want to let go of. Bugs are also a thing of rarity, and the examples you see here are literally the only ones I came to experience. There is a high level of polish in this title that's surprising, seeing as it shares a depth on the level of The Witcher 3. It makes us realise the dedication of this development team that crafted it, and all I can do is nod in appreciation. Voice acting, something rather laughable in many games, displays a continued determination of excellence throughout Zero Dawn. Outstanding portrayals such as J.B. Blanc as Aloy's father figure Rost, or Lance Reddick as the mysterious Silence, are only a smidge of the great supporting cast within this game's inhabitants, and that's not including the charming and colourful characters spread across its lands. The main spotlight is obviously on that of Ashley Burch as the poster child Aloy, but while her performance is good at times, it just didn't feel right or came off as rather wooden on occasion. Such a large centerpiece role requiring such seriousness and depth could have gone to a more experienced talent, but I was fully invested in Aloy throughout, no matter how scripted she came off on occasion. It also shows Guerrilla's craft in writing strong female characters, like that of their previous echo in Killzone Shadowfall, and it's the dawn of an era I welcome entirely.
It will take many good deeds to make up for the crimes you've committed.
You're sparing me? After all I've done?
Yes. Forge a new life, Olin. One of better make.
Then the rest of my life will be lived in your debt.
This all comes together to tie its emotionally built scenes thanks to a bleak but inspiring soundtrack that graces you right from the opening menu. The wonderment and mysteriousness of its OST helps sell this fossil world our protagonist must live in, and even as its credits roll, the modernized Zimmer-style tracks blanket you from beginning to the very end of your journey. Horizon Zero Dawn is a testament to the already strong portfolio of exclusives that Sony has available to its consumer base. Guerrilla Games have succeeded in not only developing a deep, dark and rewarding game that stays true narratively to the natures of humanity and the acceptance of inevitability and how we move onwards, but also gives us a world to thrive in through perfected gameplay simplicities where just playing within its truly gorgeous and believable planes make this title the true definition of a video game. Proxy Payload gives Horizon Zero Dawn a truly deserving mega muffin. This is a game you deserve to play if a fan of open world titles, and is a great entry product if you are not, but what do you think of Horizon Zero Dawn? Let us know in the comments below, but until next time, ciao.